I visited the actual location of my favorite 100 famous views of Edo painted by Hiroshige Ando to see what the scene looks like now. Kinryuzan Temple in Asakusa, 099, is a view from Kaminarimon in Asakusa, looking toward the snowy Niomon Gate. First, please check the location on Applemap. Asakusa is about 1 ri, about 4 kilometers northeast of Edo Castle. Let me enlarge the map a little and show Hiroshige's viewpoint in red gradient. You can see that we are looking from the Kaminarimon Gate, almost to the north, toward the Hozomon Gate. At the west end of Komagata Bridge is Komagata-do, where the main statue of the Holy Kannon was found in the early days, and where the standing statue of the Horse-headed Kannon is now enshrined. In the past, visitors coming by boat used to disembark here and pay homage to Komagata-do before heading to Kannon-do. After finishing their visit to Komagata-do, visitors went straight north, passing through the Kaminarimon Gate, then the Hozomon Gate, and finally the main hall. In the area that is now Nakamise, there were not stores at that time, but rather a row of 6 temples of Sensoji Temple, one for each of the 6 branch temples. Let's take a closer look at Hiroshige's painting. First, there is a large lantern hanging from above, which was dedicated by Sanomon, a representative of the roofers of Shinbashi, who collected money to dedicate it, under the rule that the person who dedicated it could write any character he wanted. The many people heading toward the back of the temple on the approach flanked by the child temples, amidst the falling snow, are depicted in this painting, which conveys the bustling atmosphere of Sensoji Temple. The red building in front is the present Hozomon Gate, which was called Niomon in those days because the Kongarikishi statues were enshrined on both sides of the gate. To the right of it, the 5-story pagoda, also painted in vermilion, is depicted. The painting was published in July of the 3rd year of Ansei, 1854, and the 9 rings that were bent by the earthquake the previous year have been repaired. Some researchers believe that the overall white and red coloring of the painting may be due to the fact that the 9 rings that were bent by the earthquake were repaired without incident. Although the artist is unknown, there remains an Ukiyo-e that looks like a modern news report titled Sensoji Edo Keiyaku, Sensoji Temple Great Pagoda on Bend, which depicts a 9-ring pagoda that was bent by an earthquake. This is a bit funny, however, because it says that the damage was less severe than the mysterious bending of Hikanji Temple in Yasuka, Kyoto, because of the divine power of the Sensoji Kannon. Please take a look at the changes in this painting over time as it was printed. The first printing reflects Hiroshige's opinion, but in subsequent printings, the tints and gradations have been changing rapidly, whether due to the publisher's opinion or the needs of the times. This may be due to the fact that the white and red congratulatory effect of the restoration of the 9 rings may no longer be necessary. Hiroshige painted the entire Sensoji Temple in 3 linked panels. The main hall is in the center, the Niomon Gate is to the right, and the 5-story pagoda is in the back, but the Kaminarimon Gate is further to the right in the painting, so it is not visible. Hiroshige also depicted the origin of Sensoji Temple in his paintings. According to the Sensoji Engi, a legend of Sensoji Temple, early in the morning of March 18, 628, the 36th year of the 33rd Emperor Suko, a brother fisherman was casting a net around the present Komagata Bridge when he found a statue of Buddha in the net. When he showed it to Haji no Nakadamo, a member of a wealthy local family, he discovered that it was a statue of Shokanon Bosatsu, Bodhisattva, and Nakatomo himself became an ordained priest and built a hall on the east side of the present Komagata Bridge. This is said to be the beginning of Sensoji Temple. This is Komagata-do, which has now been moved a little to the north as the original building of Sensoji Temple. In 1590, Tokugawa Ieyasu, who entered Edo, now Tokyo, designated Sensoji Temple as a place of prayer and gave it a territory of 500 koku, about $500, but the temple was frequently destroyed by fire. The Sensoji Temple, which was also close to places of entertainment for the common people, developed further as the Kannon-sama, goddess of mercy, of Asakusa. In fact, There was a later story about this cannon that went up from the Sumida River. It is said that the statue of Kannon, which was enshrined in Iwado, located along the Naruki River in Iwabachi, Hano City, Saitama Prefecture, was washed away by a large body of water. The Iwado cannon is said to have originated around the time of the 26th Emperor Kite, 450–531, when a traveling monk, whose name has not yet been recorded, obtained spiritual inspiration and erected a statue of the show cannon and a hall on a rock face exposed along the Naruki River. However, during the reign of the 27th Emperor Ankan, a storm occurred and this hall and the statue of Sho Kannon Basatsu were washed away into the Naruki River. The statue of the Sho Kannon Basatsu would have taken more than 100 years from the night of the storm, flowing about 75 kilometers from the Naruki River through the Iruma River and the Arakawa River to Komagata on the Sumida River. It is said that when the people of Iwabachi Township at that time heard the news that the statue of the Sho Kannon Basatsu had been found in the Sumida River, they asked for its return, but their request was not granted. However, time passed, and Kaioshin Shimizudani, the 24th head priest of Sensoji Temple, regarded this oral tradition as historical fact, and on September 15, 1933, he returned the statue of the Sho Kannon Basatsu from Zenryun, the first of Sensoji Temple's branch temples, to Iwado Kannon. That was somewhat of a relief. I have actually been to this location. This is the present Kaminarimon Gate. It is the gate at the entrance to the main approach, and is officially called Fujinrei Jinmen, Gate of Wind and Thunder Gods, as it enshrines a statue of the Wind God in the right room and a statue of the Thunder God in the left room. It was destroyed by fire in 1865, 9 years after Hiroshige's painting was published. It was rebuilt in 1960 with reinforced concrete construction. It was donated by Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic Corporation. An engraving of Matsushita Electric Works can be seen on the metal part under the lantern. The Tokyo Sky Tree can be seen on the east side of Kaminarimon Gate. After passing through the Kaminarimon Gate, both sides of the street are lined with stores known as Nakamise. Until the Edo period, the stores were lined by the child temple of Sensoji, but they are allowed to open their stores on the promise that they will maintain the approach to the temple. This is the Hozomon Gate, and during the Edo period it was possible to ascend to the second floor several times a year. This gate was rebuilt in 1964 and is a reinforced concrete structure. It was once also called Niomon because of the Kongarikishi statues enshrined on either side of the gate. The 5-story pagoda to the left of the Niomon Gate is the 5-story pagoda that was visible to the right of the Niomon Gate at the time of Hiroshige. It was reconstructed in 1973, is made of reinforced concrete, and is approximately 48 meters high. This is the main hall, also called Kannon-do, as it enshrines the statue of Sho Kannon, the principal image of the hidden Buddha. The present hall was rebuilt in 1958 and is a reinforced concrete structure. The old hall was rebuilt in 1649 with the support of the third shogun, Tokugawa Iemitsu, and was designated a national treasure as a representative example of a large temple hall from the early modern period, but was destroyed by fire during the Tokyo air raid in 1945. The upper part of the sign was destroyed by fire in the Tokyo air raid of 1945, but was replaced in 2020 by a sculptor from Iba, Japan. The word Semu means to save sentient beings by removing their fears and awe through the power of the Bodhisattva. I am very grateful for this. I have tried to fit the current painting into Hiroshige's painting. Although it is quite different from Hiroshige's snow scene painting, it has regained much of its vitality after the Corona disaster. As you may have already noticed, almost all of Sensoji Temple's buildings were recently rebuilt. 300 bombers dropped 330,000 incendiary bombs on the densely populated downtown area, including Sensoji Temple, in the early morning hours of March 10, 1945. This was the Great Tokyo Air Raid. War is a mechanism for the genocide of human beings, yet somehow, wars still do not disappear. It seems that there are people in this world who really want to wage war. Kannon, the goddess of mercy of Asakusa, I ask you to do semu to these people. Please save them.